What's up guys, my name is Fran and welcome back to the channel. This channel is all about video gear, cinematography, videography, and everything in between. So if you're into that kind of thing, consider subscribing. Okay, so in this video, I wanted to talk about the Canon EOS R and why I canceled my pre-order. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume if you clicked on this video, you already know what the Canon EOS R is, but just in case, let me just give you an update. So the Canon EOS R is Canon's entry into the full-frame mirrorless market. Now, I think they've finally gotten tired of Sony completely hemorrhaging a lot of their customers in the last couple of years. Pretty much most people, all they really want to talk about nowadays is the Sony a7S Mark II due to its low light capability, as well as the more recently released the Sony a7 Mark III. And also Nikon, or Nikon, however you want to pronounce it, has finally come to the market with their own full frame mirrorless camera, the Z6 and the Z7. So here comes Canon with their Canon EOS R. Recently I was scrolling through my Instagram stories and came across a post from Canon USA inviting regular customers just like me to come down to their Customer Experience Center here in New York and check out the all-new EOS R. Now, I thought this was a perfect opportunity for me to get some real hands-on time with the camera and really feel it out and see if I wanted to get back into shooting with Canon cameras. I mean, the last couple of years I have spent shooting with Sony cameras primarily because of their first to market with 4K internal video, and I haven't really looked back at Canon since, except for kind of peeking at the Canon C200 Mark II. So I'm going to try to keep this really short and sweet, but these are just some of my initial thoughts. Now, by the way, I don't do photos at all, although it's something I want to get into hopefully really soon. So I'm going to primarily focus on some of the video features or video functionality of this camera and if it would be good for shooting any type of video. Okay, so first off, I want to talk about ergonomics. The camera ergonomically is absolutely fantastic. All the button positioning, all the switches and dials, everything feels really good, like really good quality. And overall, I was super happy with the camera once I actually got it inside of my hands. Now, as far as its actual video shooting modes, it is capable of shooting 720p at 120 frames per second, but that does come with a caveat as the autofocus system does not work when shooting 720p 120 FPS. It also is capable of shooting full HD or 1080p up to 60 frames per second with the dual pixel autofocus system. And then finally, the big controversy or the big elephant in the room is actually its 4K capability. So it is capable of shooting 4K 30 FPS, but it does come with a bit of a crop factor. Now, as far as what I've been reading, there's been some conflicting information that I've been getting all over the internet. So I'm a little bit confused as of this exact point, but it does have a 1.6x to a 1.78x crop factor. Now, I'm really hoping for the former instead of the latter. I've gotten some information when I was at the event from the Canon reps that it does shoot at 1.6x, but I've also heard a lot of things around the internet that it shoots at 1.7x crop factor. I won't really know until I get my own in my hands if I end up getting it in the first place, or maybe there'll be some other YouTube reviews, but this is a really a big crippling factor, and this is one of the exact reason why I canceled my pre-order, because if it does have that much of a crop factor, 1.78, that's a little bit too much for me. 1.6 I might be able to deal with. Now, even though it does have a 4K crop, the Full HD is super high bitrate. It does shoot 280 megabits per second in all eye for the Full HD at 60 FPS, which I think is pretty fantastic. And when it comes to the 4K, it does have a bitrate up to 480 megabits per second all eye. It also does shoot in the MP4 format, H.264, so that is fantastic for content creation videos like this here for YouTube. Now, another video-centric feature is its fully articulating touchscreen. Now, not only is having a fully articulating screen super critical, or really, it's not critical, but it's very convenient for someone like myself who makes a lot of YouTube videos. I'm doing videos like this where I have a screen hooked up and I have my microphone. It makes things really easy. Most of the time when I'm looking for a YouTube setup or a camera for YouTube, it needs to be really quick run and gun. So pop out the screen really quickly, just have your microphone at the top of the actual camera and you're ready to go. Setting up a bunch of things just really makes video creation a lot harder. Now, on that subject, this isn't really a video-centric functionality, but the touchscreen menu is absolutely fantastic. It reminds me of the Canon M50, which is a camera that I also own, but it has an amazing touchscreen where it's really easy to make changes. You can adjust your aperture, adjust your shutter speed, make sure your framing is correct, all on that screen, and it's absolutely fantastic and easy to use. Now, the final video-centric feature I want to talk about, well, it's not really a video-centric feature, but it's definitely something that contributes to making videos, and that is Canon's color science. Everybody raves about it, but it's absolutely true. The color science coming out of Canon cameras is absolutely fantastic. Again, I'm shooting with a Sony a7 Mark III right now, shooting in picture profile 2, which is my favorite, like run and gun picture profile, and the colors are okay, but they're nothing compared to Canon colors. All right, so I'm trying not to make this video too long, so I kind of want to wrap this up, but the final reason why I absolutely canceled my pre-order for the Canon EOS R actually happens to do with a new camera coming out from Canon. So this wasn't directly told to me, but there was a lot of rumbling around it, and even when I spoke to some of the reps at the actual event, there definitely is going to be more Canon ERF cameras coming out in the future, more Canon mirrorless cameras. So I'm hoping they do something like Sony did with the Sony A7 series, where they have an R for pictures and then an S for video. So I'm hoping they might come out with something for video labeled with S, still with dual pixel autofocus with less of a crop factor. Here's just high hopes. I know Canon doesn't like to cannibalize their cinema lineup. That's something I kept hearing. If you want something, go get a cinema camera. But I still think that there's a really big market or a big segment for this really small DSLR-like video camera shooting. But that's it. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to cut it off right here. I still think the Canon EOS R camera is a fantastic camera. I don't know. I might end up just getting one and then selling it when the next camera happens to come out. Who knows? But either way, let me know your thoughts about the Canon EOS R in the comment section below. Also, right down there, if you like this video and you want to see more like it, consider subscribing. I have a really good video talking about what happened with my Ergonomics slider setup, and I haven't posted that in a while, and that's because of a horrible experience, but I'll be updating that in the channel real soon. But anyway, guys, once again, my name is Fran. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like I said, consider subscribing. I'm out of here. Peace. See you guys in my next video.